All right, then, guys. Good evening. I'll just get this stream shared with the group, and we will be off. Whenever this wants to catch up with us, but yeah, I'll be trying to keep it as short as I possibly can tonight, guys. Just because I've spent 7 hours sat in my car after I got a puncture about 18 miles away, and I've only just got back. So we're supposed to be going away tomorrow, so I've not been on hand to do any of the packing or help my wife or whatever. So she's fine. There's no tensions, but we got her and my little boy back home for in an Uber. Got them an Uber and got them home because it was basically there was nowhere we could go, and the road wasn't particularly safe, if that makes sense. So we just wanted to. Well, effectively as well. This is with the AA, and I've had the AA come and do recoveries before, and granted, never on an Easter Sunday, so that probably was. I was brave to venture out of the house on a Easter Sunday, but yeah, we were just. There we go. I'll just get this shared. Sorry, I'm just typing and talking. Doesn't often work. So yeah, we were just heading out to go to the cinema. We'd booked tickets as well, so that was another 23 quid wasted. To go and see the what is it, the Tale of the Neverland Tree or the Faraway Tree or something like that. So my wife wanted to go and see that. So yeah, so I dare say we'll have to book in and go and see that at some other point, maybe next weekend, or maybe just catch it when it does come onto streaming. But yeah, went in a pothole, puncture just after 12. And then, yeah, spent 7 hours waiting for a recovery truck from the AA. So that was my day. So, Malcolm, how am I going? Not great, mate. Not great. So, yeah, it's one of those. It happens, and it always happens at the worst of times. But yeah, I've not been able to help with all like the packing ready to go away tomorrow because we're going to we're going to see my mum at her lodge in Wales tomorrow, so it'll be the first time that we've done that as well since my dad passed away and everything. So she's already up there, settled in, and then John's been with her for this first bit, and now and I'll be heading up. Tomorrow, so exciting times. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I've just had a bit of a all over the place day, and I knew that I was going to do this break, so I needed to do this break because, as I say, I'm away between Monday and don't come back till next Saturday, so it was all good fun. But in terms of general group updates, it's a bit all over the place because obviously we've reached the end of the Panini allocations, so we will still get Panini allocations, but that's going to be restricted to a couple of boxes of WNBA and basketball, but we're not actually getting any basketball since they've gone unlicensed, actually, so that's actually quite a good thing. And we will probably more than likely get unlicensed football Prizm stuff, Panini stuff through. So just watch this space with that. We'll probably still try and break Panini football in the group, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes and how well it comes across, really. Obviously, this product has been probably one of the first sort of trials because although it is licensed for teams, it's fairly obvious the NFL PA Player Association thing has gone away. Obviously, because we don't get the rookies in this one, we've got prospects like the NIL stuff, and then obviously we're like obviously legendary sort of retired players, which I actually kind of love because they do that for Panini Baseball. So you can still get like the Babe Ruth stuff and like the Mickey Mantle like cuts and pieces of material and stuff like that. And I think with like your retired people, like it's more about like the autographs and stuff anyway. But anyway, I just do hope that the next time that they do like the fully unlicensed Prizm, that the box is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than what this was, because when this was first allocated, I didn't realise what they were doing in terms of the players on the checklist and stuff like that. So it's an interesting one, but looking forward to it. The boxes that I've seen so far opened of this was pretty good. Still got all the case hit stuff in there as well, so it'd be great if we could get a case hit. Next up for us, I think we're going to do a silhouette break. Possibly next week. Whether that will be me or John, I'm not 100% certain. Be a relatively good value break, that will, and it'll be like the silhouette product is similar to this in terms of it being retired players and prospects, but what we'll do is we'll mix it in with some of the earlier Panini licensed, like fully licensed products as well, like with Select Blasters or Select Megas or something like that. So we've got that obviously to look forward to next week. In terms of post, like I say, we're on holiday this week, so our first opportunity to get stuff posted will be the following week. So my plan is by the end of that week, so whenever the Mondays, or is it Monday the 14th, 12th, or the 13th, or something like that, to whatever it is towards the end of that week, maybe edging into the weekend, depends on how my time goes. That will be when we do the next post week, based on what happened last time, where it took me forever to get PayPal to do labels and stuff. I think I'm going to go for a more manual, route this time. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping, just to get things done a little bit quicker, because I've got everybody's addresses. So as long as nobody's changed address and it's right to what it was last time, it should work all good. My computer's making a right racket. I've never heard it make that much noise before. Anyway, that's pretty much it, really. We did manage to get a couple of boxes of Topps Chrome Football. Only hobby boxes. We haven't managed to secure any jumbo boxes yet, but I doubt that we will be able to as well. So we will do a couple of Topps Chrome breaks. Our only issue moving forward with the group is that I think part of the sort of agreement that I'm going to have to get more Topps product is to sort of be in kind of like a partnership almost with a breaker who already has like direct allocation. Topps likes to keep tracks on where their product's being broke, where it's being sold, who's selling it, who's breaking it. Partly because they want to keep obviously the processes, like, they don't want scammers to get hold of it and all that kind of stuff. So there's an element of vetting in that respect. The guy who's approached us is well known, well respected as far as I'm aware, and yeah, hopefully we can work something out. I'm not too keen on being all like, with Topps sticking their finger into like what we're doing, but the upshoot of that is that beyond Topps Chrome Football, because they haven't, that I've just bought that, I've just sourced those myself. The stuff that comes beyond that from Topps, if I have got an agreement in place, the majority of that top stuff will probably get broke over on Whatnot. One of the stipulations, I believe, that I've read from Topps is that they need things to be vetted. Sorry, on an auditable platform is the terminology I think that's used. So that's where they want to see things on eBay Live, Whatnot, or Fanatics. But obviously they are very, very strict with who they let onto Fanatics. Like, and if you're on Fanatics, you'll get allocation from them. So I kind of feel like I'm in like a bit of a feeding pool. So if we can do well enough in this kind of like agreement that we've got on Whatnot, with the sort of oversight of obviously a larger breaker who does it full time and stuff, that will stand us in good stead going forward. But it will probably mean that some of the boxes, we're not all, it depends how much product we get. Again, there's so many unknowns. But we'll see. It won't mean the end of the group. Like I say, we do still plan to do breaks in this group. But I just don't want people to be disappointed when, like, the top stuff, there might be certain top stuff that we can only break on Whatnot or whatever, because we're sort of tied to have to do that. As I say, I've sourced these 2 boxes of Topps Chrome. If they go okay, then I'll continue using that route, and that should mean that we can still do that product, because I'm not sourcing it from a Topps partnered person. We'll still be able to break that stuff in the group. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's all up in the air. At least we've got like a door open to us at the moment. Do you know what I mean? That's my view. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we've got a few people watching. We've got Dave Kirkwood in the house. We've got Jake in the house as well. Malcolm and Wendy, obviously. So yeah, we'll get all going. But yeah, there's definitely interesting times ahead with the whole Topps thing. There's gonna be people who are going to be falling at the wayside as well, I would imagine. Once things happen, I think a lot of like less professional breakers will struggle with the product in terms of sourcing it, because it is really hard to get hold of, unless you can obviously they did the EQL thing for Topps Chrome, but unless you've got connections or something like that, I think you might struggle to get products in any great quantities. From what I've seen, that's my experience at the moment. We've got a couple of avenues available to us because we've been around for a while, but I still don't see it being like as fruitful as the Panini days, if that makes sense, because they want most of the stuff broke on by their breakers on Fanatics Live, and then they are, as I say, prepared to have people sort of like brought under the wing of their like pre-vetted people, as a bit of a, oh well, we might give them a future opportunity or something like that, but we'll see how it goes anyway. So I'll do a quick team run through and then we'll get breaking. Like I say, I'm not going to dwell on this and waffle on too long. With the break itself, we'll get through the break obviously as efficiently as possible. I've got to grab some top loaders, and I think that'll be about it. But we're all good. So yeah, I hope you guys are all good. Happy Easter. I should have said that at the start, really. But anyway, we got so taking the Cardinals, we've got Ian Stokes. I think Ian, you're new to the group, so welcome for your first break. Like I say, we do things differently. If you're used to like Whatnot and things like that, we don't ship out after every single break. We tend to give it like 3, probably 4 weeks at the moment, since my dad passed away, to get stuff posted out. As I said before, that might change in the future, but if we're doing less breaks in the group, we probably will ship out quicker, if that makes sense. But we still probably will, like group breaks together and all the rest of it. But we'll see how we get on. We got Dave Kirkwood with Falcons. We got the Ravens with Neil Scott from a mini. We got the Bills with Tom Chapman. Tom Chapman had an absolute mare in the closed us out in the mini and then didn't get a team. Neil Scott on that, however, congrats to you, buddy. You got all 4 of your spots with teams, so that was pretty cool. And then Panthers with Wendy Chandler. Bears with Jason Frampton, the Bengals with Neil Scott in the mini, the Browns went to Ian Stokes in the mini. We got Owen Gardner, welcome back into a break, buddy, with the Cowboys. We got Tom Chapman took the Broncos. We got Neil Scott got the Lions in the mini. We got the Packers with Malcolm Campbell, Texans with Wendy Chandler, Colts with Wendy Chandler, Jags with Ian Stokes from a mini, Chiefs with Brian Kyle, Neil Scott with the Chargers from a mini, Raiders with Cy James, we got the Rams with Jake Martin, Finns with Malcolm Campbell, Vikings with Tom Chapman, Patriots with Dave Kirkwood, Saints with Jake Martin, Giants with Ian Stokes, Jets with Bill Campbell, Eagles with Chris Newbit, Steelers with Jason Frampton, 49ers with Neil Scott, Seahawks with Dave Baldwin, Bucks with Dave Baldwin, Titans with Wendy Chandler, Commanders with Jason Davis, and then we've got the NIL spot picked up by Dave Kirkwood, which I'll be very, very interested to see what comes out of this, because I think a good proportion of the cards in here will be to that NIL spot. Hence, obviously, why it was by far the most, by far, was it by double maybe, the most expensive spot in the end. Yeah, so the Cardinals were the next closest, but very strong checklists for everything. I know we're quite cheap on that NIL spot. Me and John always stress over stuff like that. So, but what sort of saved us was that we noticed that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We noticed that the box price had came down on eBay and stuff like that. So when it was first released, so that gave us a little bit of wiggle room to drop the prices elsewhere, and then bring that NIL spot down proportionately. I think the cheapest I've seen it elsewhere was, I don't know, about 130, 120 or something like that. But that was when the boxes first came out, and as I say, the price has dropped a little bit since then. So we brought our prices in line with that. So thanks to everybody who's jumped in, and hopefully you can see that we've been as reasonable as we can do with this pack. And let's have a look at what we've got here. I'll do. I need to go and get my more top loaders in a second. So starting us off, we've got for the Giants, we've got Lawrence Taylor. We've got Brett Favre. These cards are really nice, actually. They do seem to be really. Really smooth. Yeah. Brett Favre for the Packers. LaShawn McCoy for the Bills. Bobby Bell for the Chiefs. Oh, and we've got our first auto here. And that is Brian Orakpo for the, back then obviously the Redskins, but that obviously goes to the Commanders. And it is a silver, not numbered. Sensational signatures. So starting us off with the auto start first off, and you probably mostly saw that we've got a purple Dan Marino for the Dolphins. That is, what's that, 96 of 99? Yeah, 96 of 99 there, guys, on the Dan Marino for the Dolphins. So Dolphins going to Malcolm Campbell. So nice little bit of purple action there. Next up, guys, for the Cowboys. Now, I should have kept the box around, shouldn't I? So I always forget what the name of the parallels are. Sorry, I've got a label printer over in the back there, and it's on the wonk, so I can't wedge this up the right way to see. Just do my head in there. So this is this going to be? It's got a wave on it. I think it's an orange wave. So you've got numbered wise, you've got red, skewed, football, blue, white, purple ice, blue ice, purple, red power, orange wave. So it's an orange wave, this is. So it should be lower numbered than the Dan Marino. Charles Haley for the Cowboys. And that is 52 of 60. Just put the box up in the back there. All right, so we've got our first NIL card. Now that's interesting. That's cool that they've got Panini NIL as their own logo. Avery Johnson. So you can see what they're going to be trying to do with that, aren't they? They're going to be doing this Panini NIL to replace like their rookies. I would imagine. So Kansas State, Kansas State QB. Avery Johnson. So very interesting to see how they get received. And on to the rest of the base, we've got a Dan Deerdorf for the Cardinals. Frank Gore for the 49ers. And then LeVar Arrington for the Commanders. And then Antonio Gates for the Chargers. So already on like the names that are coming out of here are the names, a lot of the names that I saw growing up watching Channel 4 on a Sunday night with my dad back in the 80s. Marv Levy, Peyton Manning, Ken Anderson, Alan Page, and a Randy White. Now this one's a lovely looking blue. The blue really does pop, and that is Calvin Johnson. That is a blue numbered out of 199, 154 of 199 for the Lions. Calvin Johnson. We've got our second auto coming up, and it is a nice one. QB auto for the Bengals, and it's a Prismatrix Boomer Esiason auto for the Bengals, and it is 14 of 99. So I'm going to guess that's like a red. As an absolute guess. Well, it isn't hard to tell, obviously, is it? It's red, but Boom Esiason. So it was the Bengals. The Bengals were a mini team, weren't they? Was that Neil Scott? Yeah, Neil Scott in the mini. So our second auto there, and then we're on to the base again. So Charlie Joyner, Ryan Wingo, Dalen McCutcheon, Parker Livingston, Zachariah Branch, okay, so Ozzie Newsome, Fran Tarkenton, Troy Aikman, there you go, Larry Fitzgerald for the Cards on the base. An insert there of Keelan Russell. My brain is fried, guys. Don't judge. So he's a 5-star recruit. So he's going to be a. So he's just came out of high school and going to Alabama by the looks of it. Keelan Russell. So obviously that'll go to the nil spot. And fireworks there, as I say, is a silver fireworks as well. So off to Mr. Kirkwood. Next up, guys, we've got a red Nate Frazier. and that is out of 299, 50 of 299. So again, I'm guessing this is a college one. So yeah, Georgia running back. So first, like numbered nil. Then we've got a for the 49ers, nice one, Joe Montana on the silver. Yes, it's pretty cool. So there we go. So then we got the Chargers. Kellen Winslow for the Chargers, Darrell Green, Jack Ham, Charles Woodson, and then a Mike Allstott for the Bucks. So still got one more auto to hit, but let's hope we get some nice low numbered bits and pieces. It looks like we've got a purple ice coming up in a moment. So Kurt Warner, Andre Reed, Mario Williams, and AJ Green. And next we've got an insert, and that is a nice one for the 49ers of Deion Sanders on a kaleidoscopic. So kaleidoscopic silver there, guys. It's a nice looking card. I don't know if you guys have noticed did you see with the, if you've looked at the promo material for the Topps Chrome stuff and how the Topps have already started ripping off the design styles of some of the I'll get my words out in a minute. Some of the designs of the Panini cards. I think I saw Genies was one of them. Like Genies that used to be in Phoenix, I think he's one of them. Nice purple ice there of Eli Manning for the Giants. So who took the Giants? And Ian Stokes. Oh, nice. So and that is a 149. So 22 of 149. Eli Manning for the Giants for the G-men. Yeah, I mean, when the Giants won those quarter bowls with Eli, that was when me and my brother used to watch every religiously. Really were into NFL stuff when we both lived at home. Isaac Bruce for the Rams. I think we pretty much lived 24/7 watching sports though. I really hope when my little boy Ted's old enough, we get to that kind of stage. We've just got sports on in the house all the time because it doesn't happen very often. Well, at the moment, I'm lucky if I get a look in at the moment. But Isaac Bruce on a silver for the Rams. Then we've got a Drake Lindsay QB. So that'll be a 0-1 to Minnesota. Then we got Damani Jackson base. We've got Quinton Martin, Trey Taylor, and a Luke Cromenhock. So that was quite a nil spot heavy base pack there. Okay, here we go, guys. So we've got Donald Driver, Brian Urlacher, Michael Irving, and a Joe Horn. And we've got a base kaleidoscopic, and you can really see the difference in that one. And that is a Jerome Batiste. Batiste. I don't know why I said it's Betis, isn't it? Sorry. Then we've got a football parallel for the Steelers of Plaxico Burress. So obviously he was in that Giants team going back. Then obviously he had his gunshot incident, 138 of 225. And then, yeah. Okay, so that's the football insert there football parallel 225. So that's the Steelers. Steelers was Jason Frampton. And then our third and final auto is here, guys, unless we do have a bonus one. It is a nil, an NIL auto. It's a base auto, Prismatrix, J. Michael Sturdivant, going out to the nil spot. So off to Dave there. So there we go. And then on with the rest of the base. So we've got Marcus Allen, Kevin Jennings for the Mustangs, Kanye Udo, Lamar Bo Jackson for the Buckeyes, and then Chris Henry Jr. That looks weird. I wonder, it's just those like the parallels you can see in the middle of there, like they obviously have like a slightly different thickness, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, Irving Fryer. Oh, have we got a gold? We might have a gold coming up in a minute. Not sure. Or is it? No, sorry. I think it's just a base, maybe for the Steelers. Might have an orange coming up there. Irving Fryer. And Emmitt Smith. Archie Manning for the Saints. Barry Sanders for the Lions. And then this is one I haven't seen much of. So a fractal insert for the Steelers of Terry Bradshaw. So that was the one I thought might have been a gold because of that that at the bottom where it's saying the Steelers. But yeah, that is a fractal insert, so I'll pop it there with the rest of the vet stuff. I'll just grab a load of packets because I'm at the end of my first one. And then you can probably see, followed up with a second Terry Bradshaw in the pack. This time it is a purple, which will be numbered out of 99. So 7 of 99. Going out to the Steelers. I'm absolutely starving, guys. I haven't ate since breakfast, which was about 8 o'clock this morning. And in fairness, I don't think I've had a drink since then as well. So if I do start slurring my words or getting a bit delusional, just thank God for aircon in the car because the sun was out today. It was quite warm at times in the car. So anyway, Ricky Jackson, and that I think is an orange. It's not that's not a gold. That's for the Saints, and that is 1. So 1 of 49. So people like those first off the print serial numbers, don't they? They like the number ones. So there we go for the Saints. And then remaining base, we've got Hardley Gilmore, Tim Brown, Rondé Barber, Terrell Owens, and then a Tiki Barber. Out. So you can see that like the darkening almost is like you can see where the inserts and stuff are. So Herman Moore, Thurman Thomas, Tony Baselli, and a Joe Thomas. And then that's a nice one there for the Lions. Barry Sanders, Talisman for the Lions. Nice looking card that is. Oh, and that is a gold. I was saying, wasn't I? I was there, but that is for the Lions. So again, cleaning up on the mini, Neil Scott gets that little nice one. And that is Barry Sanders, a Talisman for the Detroit Lions, and that is, as I say, number 8 of 10 on the serial number. So that's our lowest numbered card yet. So always nice to get a bit of gold. And having not seen one of those inserts before, I wasn't even expecting that. So that's a nice one. Nice one for Neil anyway. Talisman, Barry Sanders. So I'll pop that with the other numbered ones. And this looks like, I think this is a white. I want to say this is a white parallel. Brian Dawkins for the Eagles. Yeah, it is. And it is 37 of 175 there, guys. So Brian Dawkins for the Eagles on the numbered hit there. I'll pop that there. And then we have a blue ice. Emmitt Smith with the Cowboys. So blue ice 115 of 125. Very nice. Blue ice. That does look nice actually. The blue actually, I think on some of the other parallels looks rather nice as well. So Jet Thomalla or Tomala. Obviously for the nil spot, we've got Dylan Raiola as well. Sorry if the screen went black there, guys. I had a flipping trust this computer thing and I had to enter my pin number. Anyway, Decorian Moore, Anthony Hill Jr. and Bryant Wesco Jr. So that's interesting actually. So these technically, obviously, they are like sort of like the rookies or the prospects or whatever. So that obviously Avery Johnson had the NIL thing on there, but it's numbered 186. So these are all numbered as well, 157. So I don't know what I would have expected those to have, like some kind of either because they obviously have the rated prospects and the nil stuff. So that is peculiar. So whether or not it's because these have already been in sets before. So they're trying to do a bit of a Bowman first kind of thing, you know, like what Topps has always done with their baseball players. Well, they've done it with the football players as well, with the Bowman U products. So Joe Delamelieu for the Bills. Edgerrin James for the Colts. We've got Boomer Esiason. Terrell Davis, and then we have a 4. This is going to be for the nil spot, I believe. Avery Johnson, blue fireworks, numbered 101 of 199. So there you go. I think it said it was Kansas State or something again. Kansas State offence. So those who watch college will know a lot more than me. So that's 2 parallel fireworks for the nil spot so far. Then we got Harold Carmichael for the Eagles on the orange wave. We had a couple of us did an orange wave earlier on, didn't we? And that is 4 of 60 for the Eagles. So there are a lot of numbered cards and stuff coming out of this actually. So I'm quite impressed with that. And then we've got Lamar Bo Jackson. I think that is the what is that going to be? Is that going to be Hyper? Yeah, Hyper. Hyper will be unnumbered. 4-star recruit. Yeah. Lamar Bo Jackson. So I'm guessing he must be pretty good if they're giving him the nickname Bo Jackson. So that's my guess. Orlando Pace, John Lynch, Brian Dawkins, Jerome Bettis. See, I want to go all French, don't I, or something. Ken Houston. 4 packs left, guys. Good luck. So we've got all of our autos. We'd have to be lucky to get another auto, but We haven't had a case hit, although that gold talisman's certainly up there as a nice little hit. And we've got Chris Carter, Tony Dorset, Anquan Baldwin, James Lofton, and so we've got the base fractal, Terry Bradshaw, and then we've got the silver fractal as well for Terry Bradshaw. So I don't know. Yeah, the back of that makes the card go almost like the wrong way. And then a red numbered parallel, Brian Dawkins for the Eagles. Red parallel, 226 of 299. I don't know why I was going to double top load of that. And then for the Cowboys, we've got a Drew Pearson. That looks like a shock. So is that going to be skewed? It's going to be skewed, isn't it? So that's probably going to be what? Yeah, 249. So that's a skewed. We normally call that a shock parallel based on that sort of thing. I think they're being called seismics as well. But they want to call them skewed in this one. But Drew Pearson for the Cowboys, another numbered Cowboys hit. TJ Moore, Marshall Falk, Art Monk, Dan Thoots, and Terry Bradshaw. And then, third from final pack, boys. Good luck as always. This does feel like a Prizm product. It definitely does. You know, it has got that, like, you've got like the parallels and all that kind of stuff. The look of the cards is right, so it's kind of cool. It is a shame that they didn't manage to get this out when they had were able to include the rookies, but as I say, Prizm Black, it's nice. Terrell Suggs for the Ravens. We've got Andre Johnson, Anthony Munoz, Dwight Stevenson. And we've got another parallel for the talisman. This time it is for the Jets. So it's Boomer Esiason, who we've seen already for the Bengals, but this time he's in a Jets uniform. That is only slightly confusing. Because obviously we've got the Boomer Esiason auto as well, but that is the auto is definitely for the Bengals. And then we've got a red Ted Hendricks for the Raiders. So we've had quite a lot of red parallels as well, but they are the most common parallels. So 148 of 299. And then we've got Hyper Bernie Kosar for the Browns. So again, that one won't be numbered, but I guess marginally more rare than the silvers. At a guess. Then we've got a Dave Caspar. Oh, we've got another one of those NIL. What's it? So that's a Jeremiah Love for the Fighting Irish. Old Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame, isn't it? That? I'm sure it's Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame. So Jeremiah Love there on the NIL card. Oh, we've got another one. This is weird. This is a bit of collation for you. Sam Leavitt, QB again on the NIL. That's Arizona. He's Arizona State. And we got a Mark Bowman. He's a tight end. That is for USC, I think. Apparently, drawing comparisons to Brock Bowers for the Raiders. And then we've got last one there, another nil. So we had loads of them NIL sort of base cards in one pack, which just seems weird. But this is a Caleb Downs for the Buckeyes. 2 packs left, guys. Okay, so Ricky Williams, Jimmy Johnson for the Cowboys, Drew Brees, Calvin Johnson, and for the Titans we got Eddie George on the fireworks insert. Yeah, they do seem to be pretty. It does seem to be producing quite a lot of nice cards. This box, to be fair. Then we got a Nate Frazier on the football parallel. So a 225, number 11 of 225, going out to the nil spot. Nil college spot, that is. Oh, there you go. So you could start a rainbow of Nate Frazier now. Fran Tarkenton, silver for the Vikings. And then our base, we've got Harold Carmichael, Fred Biletnikoff, Joe Green, Mean Joe Green, Bo Jackson, and a DeMonte Dawson. All right, final pack, guys. Good luck. And again, just take the opportunity to thank you for getting this one filled and over the line. Keep your eyes open. As I say, Silhouette should be next up. I think we'll try and get John to do that in the next week or so while I'm off. And then all that does is it just takes the pressure off for me for when I get back next week. I can start sorting all the outstanding breaks so that I can get them posted by the end of the week. So Drew Pearson, Willie Rofe, Timmy Tebow, Jim Kelly, and we have a talisman of Terrell Davies for the Broncos. Then we've got one of those skewed parallels of Aaron Donald for the Rams. See, not long retired Aaron Donald. He was definitely, was it about 2-3 years ago? We've got a Troy Aikman for the Cowboys on the silver. Now here's a weird one. Are we going to have a run of the NIL players again? We wonder. Anyway. Here we go. So Luke Lindenmeyer. It does look like we're going to have the rest of the cards in this are all going to be nil cards, which just seems really weird. Didn't get a rated prospect either, which was strange. Gunnar Stockton, Panini nil card. So those NIL, they must be what they're going to be sort of trying to do, is like those Bowman first type of, pre-rookie cards, as other companies call them. That's the LeMichael Sturviant, so UCLA wide receiver. There we go. So he's a name that I've heard. Is he not going to be in this year's draft? Drew Allard. It's not really far off, is it, for this year's draft? But yeah, Drew Allard there. Penn State QB. And then Garrett Nussmeier, base QB on the old NIL there. So there we go, guys. So not a bad box. We've got everything that we should do. Shame we didn't get a case hit, but still not too bad. I'll start with those nil bits just for Dave. Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Allard, Michael Sturdivant, Gunnar Stockton, Luke Leidenmeyer, Caleb Downs, Mark Bowman, Sam Leavitt, Sam Leavitt, Jeremiah Love, and Avery Johnson. We got these sort of retired sort of parallels here. So we've got Troy Aikman, Fran Tarkenton, Isaac Bruce, and Joe Montana. Then these, I think, inserts or insert parallels for the retired bits. So we got Terrell Davis on the Talisman. We got Eddie George for the Fireworks, Boomer Esiason Silver Talisman for the Jets, Silver Fractal Terry Bradshaw, Base Fractal Terry Bradshaw, Jerome Bettis for the Steelers on the Kaleidoscopic, and then a Silver Kaleidoscopic Deion Sanders for the 49ers. Then you sort of like your nil college-y type of unnumbered parallels. We got a hyper Lamar Bo Jackson. Sorry, a blue Fireworks Avery Johnson, numbered out of 199. And then we've got a silver Keelan Russell on the Fireworks as well. Bulk of the numbered cards were obviously on the retired vets, but we did get quite a few. So Aaron Donald on the skewed parallel. We've got Bernie Kosar on the hyper. We got a red Ted Hendricks for the Raiders, a skewed Drew Pearson for the Cowboys, a red Brian Dawkins for the Eagles, a orange wave Harold Carmichael for the Eagles, Emmitt Smith blue ice for the Cowboys, a white Brian Dawkins parallel for the Eagles. That's the lowest numbered that we got. The gold Barry Sanders talisman for the Lions. Nice card that is. An orange Ricky Jackson for the Saints. Purple Terry Bradshaw for the Steelers. Football parallel Plaxico Barres for the Steelers. Eli Manning purple ice for the Giants. A blue Calvin Johnson for the Lions. Charles Haley for the Cowboys on the orange wave, and then a purple Dan Marino for the Finns. Sort of college-y nil parallels. We got a Nate Fraser football parallel and a Nate Fraser red parallel, so peculiar. And then our three autos, we got a base Michael Sturdivant NIL Prismatics auto. Then we had a red Prismatrix Boomer Esiason for the Bengals on the red auto, numbered out at 99. And then we had a Brian Arakpo for the Commanders, sensational signatures on the silver auto. There you go. So as I say, that's quite a lot of top-loaded cards there from that box. So interesting one. We'll hope that they do sort of like load up the Panini unlicensed stuff to give us some good value. But anyway, thanks ever so much, guys. We will see you again soon. Keep your eyes open for that silhouette break. I'm not sure when it's going to drop, but hopefully I can get John to break it either next week or next weekend. As I say, it just frees me up, then I can focus on getting you guys all of the breaks posted out, because I've got 4 with me. I think John's got at least 1 with him. But I think this break will be the cut-off, because I don't think John will get his break sorted and then passed on to me the following week, because we don't see each other during the week very much. So anyway, take care. We'll see you soon.